Welcome to my channel. This is Lascel, the M.B.A. To my bosses, returning bosses, welcome back to first time tuners. Listen, thank you for taking a chance on this message. I hope I don't disappoint you, and I'm hoping that you take something from this that you need. And if you do, if it resonates with you, if it's something that somebody desperately needs that you know, do me a favor. Hit that like button, hit subscribe so that you don't miss any of my messages. Let's get to it. What does it take to discourage you? You know, a few years ago, I was watching the NCAA tournament. There was a coach for a lower seeded team that knocked off a team that was a powerhouse. And that's not a big secret for all my March Madness fans. But what I thought was different is that after the game, when this team knocked off a supposedly surefire can't lose, going to the championship team, they interviewed the coach. And when they asked him, Coach, how did you get this team that was undersized, underrated, you know, just a scrappy team, but really was supposed to be outclassed and out-talented by these blue chippers? He said, and I quote, he said, "We judge teams and people by what it takes to discourage them. We knew that if we put them in a situation that they weren't accustomed to being, that they would fall apart." Now, that leads me to today's message. There's a lot of people out there with talent. There's a lot of people out there with skill. There's a lot of people out there with great intellect and great intuition. But they get discouraged too easily. It's like there's an old adage, being 3 inches away from gold. And if you get a chance, read some of the old books in reference to how people were on the cusp of a breakthrough, but life knocked them down one time too many. We can't afford to be discouraged. We can't afford to allow our talent and our effort to go unrewarded. Keep in mind that when you go into this, you go into any journey that you're going into, those are hard paths. It's real easy to sit back and do nothing despite what you are capable of doing. But you have to go in with the mindset that life is going to knock you down. Doors are going to be closed in your face. People will disappoint you. People will not support you. And you have to outlast that. So, how do you stop from being discouraged? You stop from being discouraged by not attaching yourself to the outcome. That's why it's so important to find your passion and pursue it. I'm going to give myself as an example. All right, about a year ago, I started this YouTube channel based on my credentials and based on the fact that I felt I had something to offer to a certain audience. Not everybody, but my bosses. And I'm going to be quite frank with you. I don't care about likes. I don't care about who watches and who doesn't. If one person watches this video and they actually get something from it, the message relates to them. They couldn't have someone, they didn't have anybody in their social circle who would encourage them, who would tell them to keep on going, you can make it. If they watch that and get that from me, if one person does, then it's worth my effort. Because honestly, I will not be discouraged. And you have to go into these things with that mindset. It doesn't matter who likes it, because I got news for you. If you're trying to do something positive in your life, there's going to be people who are going to try and tear it down just because you have the strength to do something they do not. Never underestimate that. There's people who do things because they're bored. There's people who hate to see you succeed where they fail. There's people who hate to see you try where they don't have the guts to try. And they will sabotage you, they will talk about you, they will laugh at you. But those same people, when you become successful, you'll be every reason why they are not successful themselves. Because you didn't give them a job, you didn't put them in position, despite the fact they have no skills and have no ambition of their own. And you didn't give them money, you didn't give them opportunity. But these are the same people who are going to tear you down. just so you know, before that becomes something that discourages you, understand that this is going to happen. People who you thought were in your corner are going to turn against you, are going to not support you, are going to tell you you're stupid or you're crazy or you're wasting your time. You can't let that discourage you. Keep that in mind. That said, ladies and gentlemen, this is my message for the day. Very brief, very to the point. I thank you so much for tuning in. I thank you so much for taking this journey and allowing me to speak to your spirit. As always, you can catch me on social media at Facebook at Lascel the M.B.A. or Lascel the M.B.A. and of course on Instagram, Lascel M.B.A. For my bosses, you know what I'm about to tell you. If a new subscriber, take this message, put it into your spirit, make it your mantra. If it's not about $1, ladies and gentlemen, it does not make sense. Until next Monday, go out there and become successful and dominate.